My wife took our kids on vacation, and she lied about where she was, who she was with, and what she was planning. I found out everything while she built a case to take our children and the house. What she didn't know, I'd been documenting every move. I used to think my life was simple in the best way. My name is Jason Hale. I'm 38, a high school English teacher from Bend, Oregon. I like structure, hell I lived for it. Alarm at 6:15, coffee brewed by 6:30, and in the classroom by 7:45. Tuesdays were lesson planning. Wednesdays were pickup basketball. Sundays? Pancakes for the family. No matter what, it was the one day I insisted we all sit down together. Me, my wife Marissa, our son Eli, and our daughter Caroline. We were coming up on 15 years married, and I thought I had it good. Not perfect, but solid. Dependable. Like a story you've read 100 times but still love for the comfort it gives you. But life doesn't always follow the script, and I found out the hard way that the woman I'd built my world around was rewriting the ending without me. Started on a quiet Thursday night. I was sitting at the dining table after everyone had gone to bed, browsing weekend getaway spots. Our anniversary was coming up, and I wanted to do something special. Something that reminded us both of who we were before the kids and the bills and the long silences that had crept into our conversations. I landed on this resort in Cascade Springs. 5-star, rustic luxury, private cabins, hot springs, ridiculously overpriced, but I figured I could stretch the budget. As I clicked through the photo gallery, mostly happy couples, clinking wine glasses, I stopped cold. There, half buried in the user-uploaded section, was a photo of a woman and a man lounging poolside. She had long black hair. Marissa dyed hers 6 months ago. A butterfly tattoo above her hip, just where her towel had slipped slightly. Same one she got on our honeymoon in Tulum, after a night of rum and dancing. I zoomed in. My mouth went dry. It was her. My wife, reclining against another man, his hand resting casually on her thigh. Her smile tilted just the way it does when she thinks no one is watching. That tilt used to be mine. I just sat there, paralyzed. My coffee mug slipped from my hand and exploded against the floor. I didn't even blink. I was still staring at the screen like if I looked long enough, it would turn into someone else. But no, it was her. With him. I clicked to see the date, August 15th. The exact week she said she was in Salem for a conference. Except, I remembered something. That morning she left, she'd hugged the kids tight and told them she'd be presenting about community outreach in education. She even brought back branded pens. I jumped to the conference website. Cancelled. Budget issues. That was the moment my heartbeat changed. Everything in me shifted. My wife hadn't just lied. She hadn't just cheated. She had built an alternate life and handed me a souvenir from it like a joke. The next morning was horrifyingly normal. Marissa was in the kitchen, humming along to a Fleetwood Mac playlist, flipping pancakes like she didn't just nuke the foundation of our marriage. She turned and smiled. "You're up early." I stared at her. "Yeah," I said. "Couldn't sleep." She plated the pancakes and slid them across the table. "Coffee's still hot." I sat down. She kissed my cheek. It took everything in me not to recoil. "I was thinking about our anniversary," I said, watching her face. Her eyes flickered, just a beat. "Oh, I found this place in Cascade Springs. Looks beautiful. Hot springs. Private cabins." Pause. She turned back to the stove. "Sounds expensive. You've never been there, right?" She didn't look at me. "No. Why would I have?" That was all I needed to hear. I bit into the pancake. Tasted like ash. Eli came downstairs a few minutes later, backpack slung over one shoulder. His fists were scraped up. Marissa froze. "What happened to your hands?" "Nothing," he muttered. "Just had it out with Brady Morrison." My son wasn't the fighting type. He was thoughtful, observant, the kind of kid who caught emotional shifts before adults did. "What did Brady say to you?" I asked. He looked at me, really looked, like he was checking if it was safe to speak. "Stuff. About our family. About Mom." Marissa turned. "What kind of stuff?" "Forget it." But I didn't forget it. I drove him to school in silence. When I dropped him off, he hesitated before getting out. "You okay, Dad?" I nodded. "Are you?" He didn't answer. That afternoon, after work, I sat in my car staring at my phone. My thumb hovered over a contact I hadn't dialed in years. Devin Kane. 8 years ago, Devin was a smart, sharp-edged kid in my English class. Brilliant with code. Always in trouble. But there was a raw loyalty in him that I never forgot. Now he works in cybersecurity out of Portland. Devin sat on the floor of my den, cross-legged like a teenage hacker cliché, laptop humming, energy drink halfway gone. I sat across from him, still in my work slacks, staring at the man he'd become. Still wiry. Still intense. But now focused with purpose. The reckless edge from high school had been sanded into something surgical. He cracked his knuckles. All right. Step 1. Phone records. We get timestamps. We map the lie. He spoke like we were building a case file. Because we were. In the glow of the screen, he asked for passwords. I didn't know them all, but I knew enough. Marissa and I shared a phone plan, and somewhere in that mountain of itemized data was the pattern. Devin scrolled. August 14th through 17th there. Dozens of texts. Repeated numbers. Some with call durations listed. One number stood out: frequent contact, late hours, always just after I'd gone to bed. I'd never seen it before. Devin grinned without humor. Reverse search time. He typed. Waited. Tilted his head. Bingo. My name's Anthony Reyes. Lives in Portland. Works in, logistics. Drives a company car. Married. 2 kids. I blinked. She's having an affair with a married man? Yup. You're not just dealing with a liar. You're dealing with a professional liar. He's hiding too. The bile rose in my throat. Devin tapped more keys. You want to know if he met your kids? I stared at him. What? He turned the screen. There, plain as day, were photos pulled from Anthony's tagged social media. A zoo. A picnic. My daughter Caroline holding cotton candy, standing next to Anthony. Marissa's post had no tags. But he did. He hadn't hidden it from everyone, just from me. My daughter had met him. He'd been around my kids. I clenched my jaw so hard I thought I heard a pop. That night, after Devin left, I couldn't sleep. I just walked the halls, watched the ceiling shift in the dark, and listened to the soft hum of the fridge while my marriage bled out in silence. In the morning, I drove Eli to school again. He didn't say much. But as he got out of the car, he turned and said, You know, Dad, it's okay if you stop pretending. I blinked. I saw the photo too, he said. It's been going around. Kids talk. Everyone knew before I did. That hit harder than anything. My son, watching his family unravel one whisper at a time. You're not a fool, he added. You're just the last one who trusted her. He shut the door and walked inside. And I sat there in the car, shaking. I called in sick. First time in 4 years. I went home, poured myself the strongest coffee I could stomach, and laid out everything Devin gave me. Texts. Calls. Timeline. The pool photo. The tagged zoo picture. Then I wrote 2 names in red marker across the top of a fresh legal pad. Anthony Reyes. Marissa Hale. And underlined them. Twice. I wasn't planning revenge. I was building a wall. One made of facts. Evidence. Receipts. Because she wasn't just breaking my heart, she was blowing holes in the foundation my kids stood on. And I wasn't going to let her do it smiling. That evening, Marissa came home late. Said she was stuck at work. I looked up from the sink, drying dishes. She kissed my cheek. I flinched. She didn't notice. Or pretended not to. I thought we could do family dinner tomorrow, she said. Maybe go out? Someplace nice. I stared at her. Sure, I said. Sounds good. And I meant it. Because when a house burns down, sometimes you invite the arsonist to dinner. Just to see if they bring the matches. The morning started like most others with silence. I opened my eyes before the sun had even considered rising. The room was still dim, soft amber from the hallway night light creeping under the door. Marissa lay next to me, back turned, hair fanned out across her pillow like a curtain. She slept like someone with a clear conscience. I watched her for a long moment. She stirred slightly, murmured something unintelligible, then settled back into the rhythm of her breath. I couldn't remember the last time I slept that soundly. I got up, careful not to wake her, and made my way to the kitchen. The coffee machine sputtered to life, a low mechanical hum that had always comforted me. Now it just filled the room with noise that couldn't drown out the storm in my head. The truth was out. I knew about Anthony Reyes. I knew Marissa was planning something bigger than just an affair. I knew I was the only one in this house still pretending things were normal. And that was about to change. Mid-morning, I texted Eli. I'm proud of you. Just wanted you to know. No context. No follow-up. He didn't reply right away, but when he did, it was one word. Thanks. That one word meant more than the entire conversations we'd had in the past month. At lunch, Devin called me. Good news or weird news first? He asked, voice half-muffled, probably mid-bite of something fast and greasy. I sighed. Weird. All right, he said. Your wife isn't just cheating. She's tactical. She's been using burner accounts on private forums to crowdsource divorce strategies. Custody hacks. Legal positioning. It's methodical. Wait, I said slowly. She's already prepping for a custody battle? She paid a retainer to a law firm 3 weeks ago. The same week as the Cascade Springs trip. And I found old browser sessions with bookmarked articles about how to frame primary custody, how to protect assets, how to secure children's routine stability in contested divorces. I felt like the walls were closing in. She's building a case against you, he said bluntly. In secret. And she's probably planning to blindside you when it's all in place. I swallowed hard. Not if I get there first. That evening, Marissa walked through the front door like nothing had happened. The lipstick was flawless. Hair curled. Wearing a dress I hadn't seen her in since Caroline's 4th grade awards banquet. Dinner plans, she chirped. Surprise family night. I smiled slowly. Great idea. Because I needed her to keep performing. The longer she wore the mask, the more time I had to finish setting the stage. We went to a high-end steakhouse on the east side of town, white tablecloths, servers in pressed vests, candlelight reflecting off crystal water glasses. She was radiant. The kids were confused but excited. I played along. I laughed when she laughed. I told Caroline her new braid looked perfect. Told Eli the basketball coach had emailed me to say he was improving. Normal. All of it. Manufactured normal. Marissa never once touched her phone. Because I had already planted the GPS tag. Back at the house, after dessert, I walked straight to the laundry room. Pulled out the burner phone Devin had given me. Opened the tracking app. At 5:45 a.m. the next morning, Marissa's dot moved across the screen. Not to the gym like she'd claimed. To Anthony Reyes' neighborhood. She was slipping into another life. And she had no idea I was watching her every step. By 7 a.m. I was seated at the kitchen table, legal pad in front of me, documents stacked in organized piles. Marissa's texts, hotel receipts, bank statements, the law firm retainer, screenshot from the burner forum, her handle is still visible. She wasn't preparing to leave me. She was preparing to win. That night, she kissed me goodnight. Softly. Familiar. Her lips touched mine like a routine chore. You've been amazing lately, she whispered. I kissed her back. Because sometimes you let the enemy think they're winning. Right up until the moment you pull the rug out from under them. I didn't confront her. Not when I had the proof. Not when I saw the burner phone. Not even when I heard her voice on a call to Anthony telling him she'd have everything lined up soon. Because it wasn't time. I needed to file first. Before she could paint me as unstable. Before she could twist our life into a story that suited her strategy. I hired Marla Keene. Divorce attorney. Zero nonsense. Recommended through one of Devin's contacts. She flipped through the folder, screenshots, GPS logs, messages, financial records, and said, she's setting you up. Full custody. Emotional manipulation. Probably planning to say you're controlling or erratic. I've been tracking her movements for weeks. She'll say that's proof you're obsessive. Then we file first. For 2 weeks, I gathered more. Logged every departure, every night she spent at Anthony's, every lie she told the kids about staying late at work. She kissed me goodbye in the mornings. Came home smelling like another man. I cooked dinner. Helped the kids with homework. Told her I loved her. I watched her fall deeper into comfort. She didn't see what I was building. Devin cloned her burner phone. Messages to Anthony. He has no clue. I'm documenting everything. Going to say he's emotionally detached. That it's not safe for the kids. There were calendar notes, entries about meetings with a custody consultant, flagged reminders to bring up his moods during mediation. Marla read it and said, we're done waiting. We changed account passwords. Rerouted my pay. Pulled every shared document, every utility in my name. She was still smiling. Still acting like she had me right where she wanted. I filed first. Emergency petition. Custody motion. Statement with timestamps. Images. Message logs. Marla submitted it all. The next morning, I handed Marissa the envelope as she reached for her coffee. She read the first line. Froze. She didn't speak. Just stared. I said nothing. She left the house in 10 minutes. Marissa moved into a short-term rental by the end of the week. She didn't try to negotiate. She didn't try to argue. She packed in silence, avoided eye contact, and left the keys on the counter. I kept the house. The court granted me temporary primary custody. The petition cited her deception, extramarital conduct, and presence of a third-party partner around the children without disclosure or consent. The GPS logs, message archives, and burner phone contents backed it up. Marla's filings were airtight. No yelling. No escalation. Just paperwork and silence. Eli didn't ask where his mother had gone. Caroline did, once. She needs time to think, I told her. She'll check in soon. Marissa texted them both a few times. No calls. Just short messages. I didn't interfere. I logged the timestamps. 2 days later, she filed her response. Her lawyer requested joint custody, citing emotional distance in the marriage and Jason's lack of engagement at home. She didn't deny the affair. She downplayed it. Marla responded with calendar-aligned screenshots, the burner logs, and a 52-page annotated timeline. Devin prepped a clean digital chain. Her legal team went quiet for 72 hours. Then they requested mediation. At the mediation table, she looked smaller. Hair pulled back. No makeup. Her voice was quiet. She didn't speak until prompted. Her lawyer did most of the talking. We're willing to discuss shared parenting time, he said. Our position remains that both parents are critical to the children's well-being. Marla didn't blink. The children's well-being includes emotional stability, honesty, and protection from third-party disruption. We have documentation proving intent to manipulate custody and concealment of external relationships. My client is willing to consider limited, supervised visitation until trust is re-established. Her lawyer blinked first. After mediation, I picked up Eli from basketball practice. In the car, he asked, "Did you know this would happen?" I knew something was happening. I didn't know how far it would go. He nodded. "I'm glad you didn't yell." I didn't need to. Caroline asked if Mommy was okay. "She's figuring things out," I told her. "When will she come back?" "I don't know." She accepted that answer. Kids process what they're given. It's adults who overcomplicate. The next hearing was scheduled for 3 weeks out. In the meantime, Marla secured a provisional court order. No unsupervised visits. Limited third-party contact. No relocation without notice. A court-appointed evaluator would conduct interviews with both children. Marissa didn't contest. She wasn't fighting back. Not yet. But I knew it wasn't over. She was waiting, watching, regrouping. So was I. The evaluator arrived on a Thursday. Neutral party. Mid-40s. Clipboard, soft voice, firm handshake. He asked to interview the children separately. He spent 40 minutes with Caroline and another hour with Eli. He didn't ask for my input yet. Just observed. Took notes on the fridge calendar, the homework chart, and the dinner schedule taped to the wall. He walked through the house. Took pictures of the bedrooms. Checked for safety compliance. Asked simple questions. Where does Mom sleep when she visits? Who helps with school stuff? Eli answered directly. Caroline hesitated, then nodded quietly. The evaluator left without comment. Said we'd receive the preliminary report in 7 days. Marissa emailed the court. Requested additional visitation. Claimed the children were emotionally struggling due to sudden separation. Her attorney filed an affidavit referencing the need for maternal stability. Marla replied within an hour. Included the visitation logs. Texts from Marissa canceling calls. A flagged message from Anthony to Marissa. Can't wait until this is all over and we don't have to hide. We submitted it under supporting evidence. That weekend, Marissa attempted a drop-in visit. She arrived unannounced on a Sunday afternoon. Brought snacks. Said she wanted to check in. I met her at the door. The order requires scheduling in advance. I just want to see them. I'm following the court order. You need to as well. She left after 5 minutes. I logged the time. The evaluator's report arrived Monday morning. Conclusion: children display emotional security with their father. No signs of coercion. Concerns raised about consistency and reliability in maternal communication. Recommendation: primary custody to remain with the father. Structured visitation with mother, conditional upon compliance and counseling review. Marla sent it directly to the judge with a motion to extend. It was approved. Marissa stopped texting the kids for 4 days. Then she sent a group message. I miss you both more than you know. I'm working on being better. I'll see you soon. Neither child replied. I didn't prompt them. 2 days later, her attorney emailed. Request for direct negotiation. Offer: joint custody, split holidays, no claim on property or support. Marla reviewed it. We don't respond yet, she said. Let her sit in silence. Eli asked me that night, do you think she means it? I think she's realizing what she gave up. He didn't respond. By the end of the week, Marissa submitted her counseling intake form to the court. Compliance had started. The final hearing was scheduled for 9 a.m. on a Wednesday. Marla had everything prepped: binders, copies, digital backups. She briefed me one last time before we stepped into the courtroom. Stay focused. No reaction. Let the evidence speak. I nodded. Marissa sat across from us. Hair tied back, suit a size too stiff. Her lawyer whispered constantly. She barely looked at me. The judge reviewed both proposals. Marla presented the first timeline, supporting documentation, and evaluator report. Then Marissa's team spoke. Cited emotional fatigue. Claimed progress in counseling. Highlighted her bond with the children. The judge asked her one question. Why did you not disclose the presence of your partner to the father or the court during early custody discussions? She paused too long. I made a mistake, she said. The judge nodded. We all do. But we don't all put our children second. He issued the ruling that afternoon. Final custody to remain with me. Marissa was granted limited parenting time. Court-mandated co-parenting sessions. Third-party communication app for all future scheduling. No out-of-state travel without notice. Property division. House remains mine. No claim to retirement accounts. No alimony. Marla shook my hand after the ruling. This was clean. You did it right. I thanked her. She didn't offer sympathy. I didn't want it. I picked up the kids from school. Caroline asked if Mommy was coming home. No, I said. But she's going to try to be better. And we're going to be okay. Eli didn't say anything. Later that night, he came into my room and handed me a note. It was from him. You didn't yell. You didn't run. You just stayed. I saw everything. Thank you. He walked out before I could respond. I kept the note. 2 weeks later, Marissa showed up for her first scheduled visit. On time. Alone. She sat on the porch until I brought the kids out. Caroline hugged her without hesitation. Eli stood back. They left together for ice cream. Came back on time. No drama. After they left, Eli looked at me. She's different. Maybe. Or maybe she's trying. He nodded. Still glad we're here. 3 months passed. No violations. No missed pickups. Progress. The house stayed quiet. Predictable. And mine. In this story, it's clear that Jason took a different approach. He didn't shout. He didn't scheme. He didn't break. Instead, he simply observed, stayed prepared, and made the first move. While Marissa played games in the background, Jason built a case in silence, then delivered it in full daylight without flinching. Now the home is his, the custody is his, and the peace, that's something no court could award. He earned it. If someone tried to erase you from your own family, would you stay quiet? Or would you fight back like Jason? Let us know in the comments. Help this small channel grow by hitting that like button, subscribing, and sharing with your friends. Every bit of support means the world. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.